Hi, welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectables. Today, Hot Wheels Ronin Run. Yeah, hi, so getting to the last few sets coming in from 2022. Ronin Run. I have no idea what Ronin Run is. If anybody knows, please help me, because I cannot find, whether this is some cultural reference or, maybe, I don't know. I don't know, a car meet, a rally, I don't know. So please, if somebody can help me, I really would appreciate it, because I cannot find a reference to it. But the cars themselves, absolutely fantastic. I really believe this is going to be a collector's set in the future, mainly because of the JDM content. So JDM, Japanese domestic market, fantastic. They seem to be really sought after cars, and this set is absolutely amazing. Yeah, so starting from this end, we've got the Mazda RX-7, we've got the Nissan 300ZX, the Toyota Starlet, Subaru Impreza 22B, which is one of my favourite cars, I love those. And then we've got another RX-7, but the RX-7 Pandem. This is then repeated for the chase car, which I don't have, as always, too expensive for me. So there are 6 cars in the set, 1 through to 5, chase car, as always, labelled as 0. Take these over to the bench, view from the top, let's talk through each of the cars. Yeah, let's see what these are all about. Okay, Ronin Run. So starting with number 1, we have a 95 Mazda RX-7. I don't know a lot about Mazdas. I did test drive one of these back in the late 90s. Fantastic car. They are special because they're a 1.3 turbocharged engine. They're a Wankel engine, so a rotary engine. And basically, they produce a lot of horsepower for the size of 1.3 engine, to get around the Japanese legislation at the time. So you could avoid the tax for a large car because of the size of the engine. But I mean, there's pages and pages written on the engines and the RX-7. So if you want to know more about the car, there's a whole fan base for this car out there. As I say, it was this one's from 95. The RX-7 had a run from 78 right the way through to 2002. I seem to remember on the one I test drove, it did have a door at the back that opened in the opposite direction to allow access to the rear, but this casting doesn't seem to have that, so maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, this casting first released in 2017. There's been about 20 versions of this over the run since then. As always, detailed headlamps and bumpers, and the license plate is Twin N. So again, I'll get a close-up of that and you'll be able to see it in the video. So that's number 1 of the set. Okay, moving on to number 2, which is the Nissan 300ZX twin turbo. So I mean, again, with these cars, I don't know a lot about Japanese cars, so I'm just going on some notes that I wrote down, just sort of scanning through some pages on the internet. Produced from 1989 to 2000. It was a twin turbo V6, and had about 300 horsepower. I did drive one of these once. It was bloody quick, but yeah, that's a long time ago. My boss had one of these. So Hot Wheels car. This was released in 2019. There's been about 10 versions of it, so it's quite an old moulding. Again, detailed headlamps, bumpers, all the usual things from the real riders. On the back here, the bumper is 300ZX on the number plate. So again, I'll get a picture of that. Okay, number 3 in the set, the 1981 Toyota Starlet KP61. Again, I don't know a great deal about these. So the Starlet was a subcompact car, again, to get around the legislation in Japan over taxing of the cars. Same as Mazda went for the small engine, they went for a small car. I believe it was this car that I think Toyota cracked the American market with. I might be wrong, but anyway. Anyway, this casting's based on, I'm going to sound like I know what I'm talking about, I am reading this. It's based on a highly modified KP61 Toyota Starletron, which was made from 1978 to 1984. I have no idea. That's a new one to me. Onto the Hot Wheels. This casting is from 2021. This is the second version of it that's been released. In terms of the detailing, we've got detailed headlamps and tail lamps as always. Reflectors on it. Door handles are modelled in. We got Toyota Starlet badging on the rear. We got the equip on the rear fender. Again, I'll try and get some pictures of this. And then finally, work wheels livery on the side. So actually really stunning car. I mean, I don't know whether the camera's picking it up, but the wheels on the wheel arches lifting out. It's a really, really nice car there. So that's number 3. Right, so number 4 in the set is the 98 Subaru Impreza 22B STI version. I love this car. I love the way it looks. I drove a few of these. They were incredibly quick. The ones I drove, I mean, I've never driven anything so fast. So this is right in my era. The 22B STI version was part of the WRX series, which was crossover from the World Rally car. So at the time, Colin McRae was winning World Rallies in this. I certainly saw him a few times in different rallies. Yeah, it's an amazing car. Fitted with a Boxer engine. At the time, my wife and I had a Subaru. Same design. It was an 1800, but it's like the one that was in the Cannonball Run. That had a Boxer engine in it, and where basically the cylinders oppose each other, and it just felt of power when you drove it. It wasn't particularly quick, the one we had, but with the Boxer engine, they were absolutely bulletproof. Yeah, and also in terms of the fact these were all 4-wheel drive, so 4-wheel drive variant. The one we had as well had a lever in the middle of the car. You could pull up and turn it into 4-wheel drive. Absolutely amazing car. So anyway, onto the Hot Wheels release. So this was a 2020 car. This is the 9th edition that's been released. So been in 9 sets. Detailed headlamps, trims, all the usual. And basically the unique feature on this is it's got a carbon texture on the bonnet there. Okay, number 5 of the sets. So basically this is another Mazda RX-7. It's the Mazda RX-7 FC Pandem. So without going back over the history, I mean, I went through that on the first car. Still a Vankel engine, but this casting depicts the FC RX-7 with a Pandem body kit. So the casting's initial livery is based on a 1970 RX Turbo modified by Kai Miura of TRA Kyoto. So basically it was built for the SEMA Motor Show in the States, bought by a chap over there. Kai Miura wanted to take it back to Japan, so he actually built a second one of these. So there are 2 of these in existence, the second one being an exact copy of it. Stunning looking car. The casting here, this is a new casting for 2022. You can see this one, in fact, this is fitted with the wing mirrors, which does make it look really stunning. Detail headlamps and tail lamps. It's got Toyo tyres logo on the door, G Reedy logo on the front fender, that's the current owner of the car, and Pandem logos on the wings and the front bumper. I'll try and get some pictures of those. So this also forms the chase car. So this is 5 of 5. There is also a 0 of 5, which is the same car featured in black. That's the chase car. So as always, I don't have the chase car. If you want a chase car, as I've said before, best thing to do is to go and buy a sealed case and take your luck in guessing one. You're very, very unlikely to find them in the shops, and I mean, if you go and look on eBay, up to £100, maybe more. And if you want a full set 6, you're going to have to pay the money. I unfortunately can't justify that, so I need to stick with the 5. So anyway, that's the Ronin Run. If you know any history about Ronin Run, what it is, please do drop me a message. If you want to make some corrections on the details I've given. I don't know a lot about Japanese cars, and I know there's a massive fan base out there, so please feel free to correct me. As always, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm very new to this. I'm getting used to it. I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people that have viewed the videos that I've put up so far. I'm just doing this for a bit of fun, just to amuse myself. So thank you again. Hope there is some interest, and yeah, please join me for the next one. Thanks again. Bye.